Hello, my name is Mary Beth Gillen, and I am the reading specialist at Whitesboro. I appreciate you coming to this session to learn more about the Alabama Literacy Act. Now, the outcomes of this session will be to develop an initial understanding of the Alabama Literacy Act and its impact on classroom instruction and students' growth and achievement, and to set goals for at-home literacy support. This QR code right here, if you will scan it and sign in, showing that you are attending this session, we're going to send this home via Seesaw so that you'll be able to scan it and hopefully show that you participated in the video. Okay, so we're going to start with what is the Alabama Literacy Act? The purpose of the Alabama Literacy Act is to ensure that all students are proficient readers by the end of third grade. This is a picture of the actual Alabama Literacy Act, and we want students reading at or above grade level by the time they exit third grade. We do this by monitoring their progress in reading proficiency from grade level to grade level. On this slide, we have information about the different parts of Tier 1 instruction, which is the main reading instruction for all students. You see right here the scientifically proven instructional components. These are the essential elements that are backed by research and help students learn effectively. That's oral language development, phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, writing, vocabulary, comprehension, and the Alabama course of study. The Tier 1 reading block includes both whole group instruction, where the entire class learns together, and small group instruction, where students receive personalized support based on their individual needs. It's important to note that all students get opportunities to practice what they've learned through connected activities. This ensures that every student can apply and reinforce their reading skills. Every child, every chance, every day. The 2021 Alabama course of study supports essential learning to improve reading proficiency in accordance to the Alabama Literacy Act. Standards focus on foundational skills needed to support literacy development. Development of the standards was guided by the science of reading. Standards that define the minimum content of what learners should know and be able to accomplish at each grade level. The science of reading is a body of research from thousands of studies which have revealed how we learn to read, what goes wrong when students don't learn, and what kind of instruction is most likely to work the best for most students. Now we'll talk about some intervention requirements. One way we can meet these intervention requirements is through Tier 2 and Tier 3 instruction. If, for example, you have a student with multiple areas of deficiency, teachers will provide targeted instruction on a specific deficiency during Tier 2 or Tier 3 instruction. This is a great way to bring additional multi-sensory strategies. To explain what the difference between Tier 2 and Tier 3 instruction, Tier 2 instruction is just extra support on grade level content. Tier 3 instruction is intervention on foundational skill deficiencies. Jane Ellen Brooks is our reading interventionist who provides Tier 3 instructions to students who we identify as Tier 3. Our goal is to have a strong Tier 1 that everyone gets, and Tier 2, which is grade level support, which would decrease the amount of students that need Tier 3 intervention. As for assessments, the Alabama Literacy Act includes information specifically pertaining to assessing literacy. Students are screened at a minimum of 3 times a year, the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of year. The screening data guides the instruction in the classroom. Screening and diagnostic information for monitoring student progress is what we get from the assessments. We measure phonological awareness, which is hearing the sounds, the alphabetic principle, which is letter sound knowledge, decoding, which is letter word recognition, encoding, which is spelling, accuracy, vocabulary, and comprehension. The assessments help to identify students who have a reading deficiency, including identifying students with characteristics of dyslexia. Now to discuss an SRIP, which is a Student Reading Improvement Plan. A student reading improvement plan is a guide for instruction for the student based on the specific deficiency in reading. It's developed for the student by teachers and others in the school, along with parent input within 30 days of identification of the deficit. Parents are notified monthly of progress. Intervention instruction is evidence-based reading intervention, and the student will receive intense intervention until the student no longer has a deficiency in reading. All right, there are many layers of support for a student with reading deficiencies, according to the Alabama Literacy Act. If multiple pieces of data support a consistent reading deficiency for a child, then the school notifies the parent or the guardian of the identification and begins intervention support in an effort to remedy the reading deficiency. As a reminder, the retention provision of the law will begin during this 2023-2024 school year. The 2023-2024 third graders will be the first students impacted by the promotion/retention requirement. Some of the layers of support are parent letters, additional tutorial support, intensive reading intervention, summer reading camp, student reading improvement plans, and before and after school tutoring. Summer reading camps are also another support that we give. We are provided to give students who have an SRIP the opportunity to attend summer reading camp. That includes 60 hours of scientifically based reading instruction and intervention. Highly effective teachers will provide the instruction and use scientifically based instruction and interventions. Students' progress will be measured before, during, and after, and at the end of the summer reading camp. More information on the reading camp that I have gone over. All right, so for promotion to fourth grade, there are third graders can be promoted to fourth grade by scoring above the lowest achievement level on a state-approved assessment in reading, which is the ACAP. The cut score that we will go by this year is 435. So if a student scores above that, they will be promoted to fourth grade. Another way is earning an acceptable score on an alternative, a supplemental reading assessment. This will be given during summer camp to any student who scored below the cut score on the initial ACAP testing. Demonstrating mastery of essential third grade state reading standards, and the evidence from this will be collected and stored in a Literacy Act portfolio for each third grade student. There are good cause exemptions. What happens if a student does not demonstrate proficiency? For those students who do not meet one of the three pathways listed on the previous slide, here are good cause exemptions for promotion to fourth grade per the Alabama Literacy Act. Students identified as English language learners who have had less than 3 years of instruction in English as a second language. Students with disabilities who have had an individualized education plan, an IEP, or a Section 504 plan that reflects that the student has received intensive reading intervention for more than 2 years or was previously retained in kindergarten, first, second, or third grade. And students who have received intensive reading intervention for 2 or more years and who still demonstrate a deficiency in reading, who were previously retained in kindergarten, first, second, or third grade for a total of 2 years. And just to note, no student shall be retained more than once in third grade. As for students who go on to fourth grade with good cause exemptions, a student who is promoted to fourth grade with a good cause exemption shall continue to receive intensive reading intervention that includes specific reading strategies described in the individual reading improvement plan of the student until the deficiency is improved. Okay, for reading specialist, that is what my job is. So to give you a little information on what I will do, the local reading specialist is available to help and support teachers and student growth in your schools. I provide instructional tools and strategies to support teachers in their understanding of the science of reading and instructional practices. And then, so I model instructional strategies, facilitate learning opportunities, coach and mentor, share resources for community support, monitor student progress, and analyze data. So for students that may be retained in third grade, if a student is retained in third grade, they should receive more intensive reading intervention services, including the 5 starred areas you see on this slide. Reading instruction provided by a highly effective teacher, dedicated time each day for intensive reading instruction that is grounded in the science of reading, frequent monitoring to help ensure students are progressing and on track to meet grade level reading standards, and a family read at home plan. Here are some parent resources that will be sent home. You may use your phone to scan, use the QR codes to access the resources. There is a My Child Can packet, splash into summer reading, newsletter, and family and community support resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to call the school and ask for myself, Mary Beth Gillen, or Christy Towns, our principal, and we will try to answer your questions. And if we cannot answer them, we will contact someone to make sure that we cover every question that parents have. So just to revisit our outcomes, I hope that you have an initial understanding of the Alabama Literacy Act and its impact on classroom instruction and students' growth and achievement. And I hope I was able to help you set goals for at-home literacy support. Thank you for your attention and for participating in this video.